very warm good afternoon. Okay, so I'm Bim Shrestha. I lead Nepal Technology Innovation Center here at Kathmandu University. And today I have been given a topic to speak about innovation and impact in the university systems. Okay, and I'll be a little bit talking about the history, the journey that we began to establish this Nepal Technology Innovation Center, how it is functioning, and how during the journey of time some sort of difficulties that I faced. There is no video, no pictures, only some words and all. Okay, once again, very good afternoon. Let's begin. Why innovation matters? Because this afternoon we saw some important events like a drama, like a presentations and all. One thing is very clear, one of the very renowned Indian philosopher has said, the university is the mirror of society. If you want to know about the society of any country, any nation, go and see at the university, how disciplined they are. How the things are going on in university is exactly that happens in the entire country. So university is a beacon of our culture, our traditions, whatever things happen, it happens at the university. So we decided that innovation has to begin at the university systems. So it was a really challenging, as this afternoon you saw the Pushpaji was telling about the failures. In order to fail also, you have to put some efforts, because someone simply doesn't fail. Someone fails because there are some efforts. So innovation accounts for all these things. Okay? When we talk about innovations, it is not a discovery, it is not any research findings, it's not something doing some sort of research and all. It is coming up with some new idea that has not happened in the past, that is trying to bring some new initiative in the society and in culture. So innovation transforms the knowledge into impact and create opportunity for students and communities. One of the very important aspects is that sometimes we try to separate community. Okay, you are the community, you are the farmers, I am a professor. You are the shopkeepers, I am the producer. No. The community has to be built in such a way that community is a constituent part of entire university systems. Because if you know, probably in a US systems, there are some different type of university system, like a first year, second year, and basic university they call community colleges. How many of you know about in the US university system? They call community colleges. Community, that is a place where the community has the easiest access to come and study. So integrating all these things, innovations matters a lot, and it has to be integrated in a university system. That is what it drove us to establish the innovation center within the university premises. How many of we know that if you fail, you should be also graded? It is a really challenging, sometimes when we have to say that innovation needs to be integrated in our curriculum systems. But it is a really big challenge. If someone fails in exams and we give them the good marks, like this morning, this afternoon we saw, like the way Pushpaji was telling, the failure has a value. I am repeating this one. It's because you see, if a farmer fails, say for example, if you are boiling a milk, what happens? If the milk fails to serve as a good part of a tea, what happens? It becomes a yogurt. If the farmer is just wanting to have the milk to be sold as an ingredient of a tea, what happens is once the milk is converted into yogurt, his business is lost. But the entrepreneurs see, the innovators see, hey, see there's a yogurt. If the yogurt is again broken, what happens? It becomes cheese. Okay, cheese is more expensive than yogurt. This is how the innovation tracks. Innovation goes on, and how to integrate that one in university system. This is what we did at university system. As a professor, me also, I started here at Kathmandu University, joining Department of Mechanical Engineering in year 2004, and till now I've been here serving. And I grew up in situations where I have to teach, learn from the students and all. But one thing I analyze that, the students who comes to study at the university, as of now, so far till now, undergrad level, okay, fine. Your parents are paying some money for you to work, to study. They are working and they are paying. So how we can create a culture that students themselves are learning and they are earning also. So that is a kind of a scenario we are trying to create. And because recently we have also started the course in agricultural sectors also. We normally think that the teachers or students, those who are learning at a classroom, they think, hey, see, we are here to teach the farmers. Farmers are the biggest teachers. So bringing teachers and farmers together and connecting classroom into the challenges. So that is a meeting point of having established Innovation Center within the university premises. As a matter of fact, I again repeat, the innovation doesn't only talks about the success stories. It equally values, equally brings the results from any effort that we put. One of the things what as a student we are not supposed to do is doing nothing. If you don't do anything, your time is passing. Your energy you are consuming. Morning you take a breakfast, you take a lunch, evening you take a dinner. But if the work done is zero, all the food, all the energy that you consume is gone. So what we encourage students, faculties and researchers to do is at least do something, no matter in which direction you are working. So that's the part of innovation. Okay, the birth of NTIC. A little bit, I'd like to take an approach. Of course, this TEDx is not a platform to highlight the activities, but there's a very crucial examples that I would like to give. In a global scenario, if you see some countries that has developed very fast, if you see some countries like, these are the countries like within Asia, this is South Korea. Okay, Korea 30 years ago or 50 years ago, it is almost similar like us. You know, the way the weather, the food system, the city sanitation systems and all, almost like us. But within 30 years of time, Korea has developed enormously is because of their technological, innovative mindset. And how we started having NTIC at Kathmandu. NTIC stands for Nepal Technology Innovation Center. It was a $10 million kind of a proposal. I myself and Dr. Binay is also here. We were writing a proposal, and we submitted this proposal to the Ministry of Education, and Ministry of Education forwarded it to the Ministry of Finance. And every stage we had to go there and make some sort of appealing. Hey, you see this kind of because conversely it is very difficult to tell Ministry of Education people to understand them. Such kind of center is also necessary at university systems. But with the constant effort, a lot of support from then leading leaders of the university, we have been able to persuade the Ministry of Education, and they forwarded it to Ministry of Finance. And at Ministry of Finance, they forwarded it to Cabinet, and Cabinet had decided, hey, this could be the center. And $10 million for a nation is not a big money. I tell you, the government of Nepal itself would have given $10 million. Oh, go and establish Technology Innovation Center. But what had happened is they decided to have a collaboration with South Korea, knowing that South Korea is a leader in innovation. That's why KOICA, Korea International Cooperation, came into picture, and in the year 2018 we established the MOU between the government of Nepal and the government of the Republic of Korea to establish NTIC within the Kathmandu University premises. So bringing NTIC, bringing this $10 million grant, of course we didn't have the money as such, but the money came in terms of infrastructure, money came in terms of training packages or capacity development skills, and also it came through some equipments and others. It was all installed, and you can see within the university premises an NTIC is there and it is working. So this has brought us some sort of collaborative culture with the South Korean professors and South Korean institutions. So they have established several such kind of innovation centers, and now we are in constant touch with the South Korean scholars and innovators. So this has accepted, because South Korea was not built in a single day. They had to push beyond the boundaries. When I say push beyond the boundaries, it's something like they work because they have some challenge. They want to develop their country in par with Japan. So that was a kind of a challenge they were given. Koreans were given the task. If you ask any Korean citizens, hey, which position you want to have in Olympic. They will not say third position or fourth position, but they will say, okay, we want to have one step near or one step above Japan. So that kind of push phenomena brought Korean into this innovation arena, and they are now able to bring this technology into the highest level. You see the Korean business, Hyundai or Samsung, all name it. These companies have done an enormous job, and now they are leading in the global market. So NTIC has that privilege to have them connected with them. So this is how the NTIC was born. And what NTIC taught me is that, normally in a department, okay, most of you are in a different department. One is some in civil engineering, some in the mechanical engineering, some in the electrical engineering, some in the mathematics and all. But NTIC, since it is an innovation, we had to work not in a single department alone. We have to work with a different department. Okay? Mechanical has to work with electrical, electrical has to work with computer, computer has to work with agriculture, agriculture has to work with the other. So this has brought some sort of a capacity to interact with the different disciplines. In fact, conventionally within a university setting, I'm trained and taught in a way to think in a silo of a department. But this doesn't work when you're working in an interdisciplinary mode. So NTC has taught me to work with the different department and in interdisciplinary mode. This is the only center here so far at Kathmandu University that we are working in, I will come, in the 3 different areas. That is an interdisciplinary nature. And furthermore, this interdisciplinarity is very much connected with the community. Community, when I say the benefactors, the ultimate end products where it will benefit or it will have interaction or kind of engagement. So these communities coming together, tell you very frankly and very honestly, when the final stage of evaluation of this NTIC, whether to grant this support from Korean government to Nepal or not, is being just. One of the important personnel from Korea came to us and we made him stay in one of our outreach center in Bolde. And remember, Bolde is because sometimes I have to tell, this is very honest and very frank opinion. I really feel thankful to the people living in Bolde. They went and saw Nepal. It's an open land, an open laboratory. You see the people are collecting water, water is being used, people are collecting vegetables being sold in market. It's all innovation or entrepreneurial ecosystem is happening just in front of your eyes. Then we saw, well, this can be one of the learning places. Why not? We create several such Bolde all over the country. So that's why the NTIC came with a strong ties and bonds with the community. And the areas that we work at NTIC, as we said before, first is because Nepal is predominantly agriculture country, and we have to work in agriculture, energy, and health. So this is a completely different things. It's not like we have to work with the medical doctors sometimes, we have to work with the agriculture experts, sometimes we have to work with the energy expert. And as a department level, we have been able to develop several fundamental research in the energy sectors, but how they get applied in agriculture, how they get applied in the energy sectors is being envisioned at NTIC. Because one thing is very interesting, same word we utter, innovation. When you say innovation, it has a different meanings in Germany. It has a different meaning in Japan. It has a different meaning in the United States. When there's innovation, something big thing happening, something new. Before the Google came or internet came, it was innovation, something boom. New thing, new technology come, it changed the entire society. But in our context, in Nepalese context, yes, well, the building has been established with the support from Korea, fine, having established it, but we have to run it. But such rocket science we cannot have that rocket science to operate here. So what we did in this is that the blending of the technology. It's not like we want to do completely revolutionize a new form of agriculture, or neither we want to do completely new form of energy. We try to combine energy with agriculture. We try to combine energy with the health so that the innovation starts budding out. So this is a concept of innovation. Believe me, having established innovation center, people might say it's easy, but it is a Hercules task to run it's almost similar, like climbing to the Mount Everest and standing there at the Mount Everest. It's a climbing of Mount Everest. Of course, it's also difficult. It's not easy. But once you reach the top of Mount Everest, how long you can stand there It's again a big challenge because a big infrastructure has been established. It doesn't directly face with the tuition fee and others, and we have to run on our own, the cost and all these things for operating equipment. So all these things are there. So what we decided to do is at this center, we try to blend the things together and something new is coming up. In agriculture, just now we are talking like how agriculture and drone can be synchronized. The technology of drone can be used for agricultural purpose and we can have new ideas and that can be applied in Nepalese context. How the drone can be applied for the health, I was just talking with one Japanese expert here outside and he was trying to bring the drone, how it can be applied for the sick people once they fall in sick while they are climbing the mountains. So these kind of technologies that we can develop here at NTIC, blending agriculture, energy and health in a one cycle and come up with a new ideas, new concept that is replicable and applicable in Nepalese context. Okay, as I said before, this is an international partnership, is equally important. We attain it and we have about $10 million so far. We received it from the government of Korea and it has been established. It's there as a testimony here, as a good support between Korean government and Nepalese government. It is there. So this has opened a kind of course we talk a lot of things about the international collaboration, cooperation and all these things, but this is a real testimony. Two countries, if Kathmandu University can work successfully with Korea, it can work with Japan, it can work with Thailand, or it can work with any other countries. So this is a testimony. So I'm really so thankful with the top management here at Kathmandu University to nurture this center and bring it into limelight so that people can feel that, hey, look, Kathmandu University is successful in running this kind of center, means we can show several such kind of businesses in days to come. This is a real good testimony of having successful international collaboration and partnership. Some of the NTIC achievements, as I said before, we have been able to do some sort of application of modern farming techniques using the drones, and probably you might see, because so far we have a concept like, we have to go outside for higher studies, but it has become like we have students from India or from Thailand, they are coming here, doing research, getting PhD or getting master's degree here. This has now, so we are also equally using in the solar energy and other biomass and biogas system, and some sort of affordable medical devices has been developed. You can see our websites and others, so that will show you like how we have been able to make use of at least some sort of beginning steps we have been able to do and move in that direction. And one of the important things is that, this having established NTIC within the systems, as I said before, community engagement is one of the important pillar. The societal needs are very, very much important that we think as one of the inspiration that drives us to move to how to design our research in days to come. So NTIC has taught us, because we feel like, our outreach centers, the villages where community services are being done are our foundations. University is things where it happened, tertiary level. Then finally we'll have some sort of outlet session where we can demonstrate our product in days to come. So that way the entire ecosystem is working, and basically our idea, our concept is that if we are able to solve the problem of Nepalese people, the earth is round. It's not matter that we are solving a part of a global problem within our backyard, and this solving attitudes will make us a global citizens. For you to become a global citizen, of course, yes, you can go to New York or you can work there, or you can go to Japan or you can go to Korea, you can work there, but earth is round. Even having work within the premises of Kathmandu University, that is NTIC, and solving the problem that is happening just at your backyard, you can be a global citizen and you can internationally get connected. For that, we have several students that are coming and studying here. Of course, we cannot teach them some very hi-fi rocket science, but they are coming here to learn about the indigenous know-how and technology that we are teaching them here at the NTIC. Okay. And as I said before, yes, this is a good platform for students to practice. And one of the very interesting part here at the NTIC, what we have been doing now is those who get the best score at final examinations, we are recruiting them at NTIC. Because whatsoever discipline you are, whether you are civil engineering, whether you are a mechanical, electrical, computer, whatever discipline you are, once you graduate with highest grade, we employ there at NTIC and do at least 1 year of service as a part of academia industry collaboration. This is where the NTIC is now slowly expanding its wings, and very soon we are going to have collaboration with International Center for Mountain Development. That is, through that, we will serve about 13 thematic areas of working groups that allows us to work in energy, climate change, and all these issues. So slowly we are coming into pictures and trying to see how the innovations can solve the problem of society, and we can be a pioneer or leader. Kathmandu University, one of the motto, one of the slogan of Kathmandu University is quality education for leadership. But sometimes there is a big question mark. Are we really teaching pedagogy is towards developing the leaders of the society? So this innovation will develop or grow such leadership quality within you, and we can make best use of that in days to come. With these words, I really thank and appreciate for letting me know, tell you about NTIC, and hope this is not for me, this is for all of us, all of you. Make use of it, make best use of it, and let's be appreciative for our leadership for allowing us to have such Nepal Technology Innovation Center within the university premises, and we equally thank the international partners and developers who have supported us to support our community. Thank you very much.